Need an education on how to grow your business? The Nice Guys are here to help. Learn about great customer service, networking, and how just being nice can help you prosper. Now, here are your hosts, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are the Nice Guys on Business podcast. It's me and Doug back again.
I can't believe we've actually stayed in business this long. Now we're got to be months into this thing already.
Well, it's because nobody has to pay for it. It's easy that way.
Well, wait a minute, Strick. I've paid a lot of money. My credit card is at max right now. I don't know what the heck you're talking about.
Well, that's why we need to get more sponsors, like our excellent sponsor, Rockwell Global Media, from our bonus podcast on Thursday, and we have double bonus today because
double bonus. Wait, we need a jingle or something. Hold on a second. Can you hand me that bell? Just hand me that. Just hand it to me for hand it to me for a second. Hold on a second. We have what?
Do not turn this into the morning zoo, okay?
I'm putting the bell away. I get one ring a day.
Step away from the bell, Doug, okay? But and we got to stay professional because we have an excellent guest. We have the founder of Rockwell Global Media, Stephie Rockwell.
That sounds very, very important. And I know Stephie. Stephie and I met, actually, I think on Twitter, and I'll let her give you the full story about it. I don't even know if she remembers how we met. But I was being behaved. I was being a good guy. I was just doing my thing, and I probably ran across her on social media at some point, and I saw how many followers that she had, and I'm like, wow, this is incredible. And at that point, I think I had like 600 or 700 followers on Twitter, and I was just kind of checking out like what her moves were online, and it was really cool. So Stephie Rockwell is here with us today from Rockwell Global Media. Hi, Stephie.
Thank you for having me on the show. Hello.
Well, hi. Well, it's so good to have you here. And we broke the no guest policy 1 week ago, and we thought it was just such a great thing that we wanted to have a second guest on, and we couldn't think of anybody that would be better than you because you do have such a huge presence online. And why don't you tell us a little bit about your company and what you're all about? We'll give you a couple of seconds to give us a commercial of what you are and of who you are and what you do, and then we'll ask you a whole bunch of questions if that's okay.
That sounds wonderful. Well, I started this company about 2.5 years ago, Rockwell Global Media, and we offer strategic marketing social media plans for our clients. We do everything from writing the overall copy to imagery to Twitter building, Instagram building for our clients, and really trying to keep their brand very cohesive and representing really what they do and what they offer, services or products. So
if somebody reaches out to you and says, "Hey, I just have no idea if I even need you or not," because as a solopreneur, especially in the beginning of
solopreneur, you just made that up.
I didn't. Stephie, did I make solopreneur up? Isn't it a word?
I think that's a fantastic description, actually.
As a guy that's in business on his own, I have no idea, and then I get to the point where do I need somebody like Stephie, and I don't know. So, obviously you make the call. Stephie was good enough. She was bold. She actually reached out to me. She strategically, I'm assuming this is how her business works. She said, "Hey, why don't we set up a phone call to see if anything that I do makes sense for you to have as a guy that's running his own company." So who's the best fit for somebody like you and your company?
I mean, honestly, anybody that really is trying to represent and market their brand or their company on any digital platform. PR marketing has clearly changed over the years where we're all in a digital world now. You have to be able to get the word out there on a global level, not just on a local level. And the best way really to do that is through social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and to be able to educate people about what you're doing and what you're offering to the world.
It's not that I was clueless, but I didn't have the hugest idea, the biggest idea in the direction that my company wanted to go. And I would imagine that just trying to figure that out is a whole process just on its own. Do I want to be on Twitter? Do I want to be on Facebook or LinkedIn or Instagram? Or what is the best social media platform to me to promote my business with?
Right. We really do an evaluation for our clients of where they should be, where they shouldn't be, what platforms are best for them to get what they are trying to communicate to the world. So we'll look at their website, we'll look at their branding, we'll look at their logos, we'll look at their copy, the written copy on their website to make sure it's clear, and then we'll start creating a strategic, individualized plan for those clients. Every client needs, are different. And we really like to make sure that we give them a tailored plan to meet their goals and what their needs are.
Oh, that is great stuff. I mean, it sounds very comprehensive. And we've got a lot of listeners who are entrepreneurs or wantrepreneurs or thinking about it.
Wait a minute. You just made up that word, too.
No, I've heard that one. Wantrepreneurs. That one's definitely a real word. I mean, I can't say it's in Webster's, but, I think it's a real word. And, really what I found fascinating, Stephie, doing a little research, you've done a lot of different things, and it looks like working for other people. You worked finance, consulting, fashion buying, fashion PR, and actually, you have your degree in psychology, not even in business, right?
Yes, I have a degree in psychology, and I also have another degree in science. Actually,
I think that Stephanie is the poster child for overachievers. I know that she is. I've seen her. She is dressed to the T. I'm sure right now she's probably wearing her business attire. She's got her heels on. She's got that amazing Coach bag. If you go online and see any of the photos from her on any of her profile pictures, she looks like she's just a put together person. I know that may not feel like that's important, but as a guy that is looking for help, to me, that's critical. She's got it together with her education. She's got it together with business ownership. She's motivated. She's ambitious. She knows how to dress. The kind of things that, you would look for in any business owner or any business that wants to take money from you. I want somebody that's professional. So well done, Stephie.
Thank you. It's really important. In my perspective, I treat my business as a business. My team treats our business as a business. And it's really important for our clients to know and understand that we do what we're saying. We do what we're going to do for our clients and fulfill our obligations for them and really promote them the way that they should in a professional manner.
So can I ask you an off-the-record question just about business? But I'm just really curious. Okay, so a guy calls you or a girl calls you and they own a business, they're an entrepreneur, but they just don't want to be involved in all of these aspects of the business. How the heck do you grow a Twitter following or LinkedIn following of 30, 40,000 followers without obviously nobody's going to want to buy a follower. That's not the approach to take. So how do you build a Twitter following of 30,000 plus people?
Well, it's not just about building to a 30,000 plus number. It's really about building that following that's going to work for our clients. So we take a look at, obviously, what their needs are as a client, and we strategically pull people that would be appropriate to follow and for them to follow back, whether it's in their industry or whether they would be appropriate for the service or product that the client's offering.
And then I was going to say, through that though, how do you maintain, because one part of your business is building your business and building the network that you need to maintain a good client base, because I'm assuming the best way to get more clients is to also build a good network. But then you have to, on the other side, you're the chef, the cook, the bottle washer, you're everything. How do you maintain your creativity through all that?
It's called multitasking.
Yeah, I forgot you're a woman. Women are great at multitask. Guys, we can focus on one thing at a time. I'm great at one thing, but you ask me to do two things at the same time, and I completely F up.
It's a lot of multitasking. It's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of long hours. And I'm very passionate about what my company offers. I also have two wonderful people that work for me and with me. And that really has helped as far as being able to have that balance. So being able to delegate and know when to delegate as an entrepreneur and selecting the right people.
Strick, we have no power. Who are our power partners? Do we have a power partner?
Power partners.
I have a Powerpuff Girl. I know. I got the Powerpuff Girls. I normally have them on in the background.
Well, I think, Doug, I talk about it all the time that, Doug, you're the social media guy, right? And I'm the tech guy, and I hate that. So really, you and I have a great balance with that. I mean, Stephie, your company would be great for somebody like me if I'm out on my own, because really I hate all that social media.
Now you're going to get a call from Stephie after, hey, Strick, let's set up an appointment next week for us to get.
Absolutely. That's Tuesday.
See, next Tuesday or Thursday. Good for you, Strick.
And it's not that I hate it. I'm just no good at it. I don't understand it, but you do. That's what it's all about. Find the things you don't do well. Don't do them. Hire somebody else to do them.
Yeah.
The thing is that most of our clients are CEOs of companies, and they're super busy, and they don't have time to treat, and they don't want to. They want to know that it's being handled and handled the right way in a professional manner, and that somebody and a team, like my team at Rockwell Global Media, that we're handling it correctly for them, and that we just basically, most of our clients aren't on social media directly. So we have a kind of an open door policy with them as far as telling them what's going on in their accounts, and that's all they want to know. And what we suggest is that we're doing that, and that they're happy with the results, and they're getting results from the social media platforms that we've put them on, and they're very hands-off in a lot of ways. They want to know what's going on, and they want to participate to a point, but they're so busy themselves running their company. They want to do what they do best, and they've hired us to do what we do best for them.
And what's so amazing
That's
about
really
that is that Stephie, I mean, she probably just hit it right on the head. She probably works with a lot of executives and CEOs that don't want to spend the time themselves. Strick, you have seen, I mean, you've called me at 2 a.m. sometimes, and I'm right here in front of my computer, just where I was at 8 o'clock the previous morning. Oftentimes, I will not get up from this computer, and some people just don't want to do that. What advice would you give to the person that was you 10 years ago?
Wow, what a great question.
I put her on the spot right there. I love thinking about it.
I think to be a little more flexible, to kind of, we have a plan, we create a plan of where we're going and our goals, and things, especially in my business, they change a lot, very fast. So things that change so much, you have to be flexible as far as changing up those goals, changing up your perspective, trying new things and not being afraid of that. What can we do better?
Yeah,
Can we do something else where people can hear us better?
Okay, that's good.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it totally makes sense. So let's take it the opposite way. You're now where you are right now, and you have done this very successfully, and you're paying your bills, and you're making money, and you have a following, and that's great. Give advice to the person that you're going to interview. That's you in 10 years. Is there something that you would say? Someplace where do you hope to be in 10 years? What would you say to yourself?
I really hope to be just building the business that we have, and staying flexible and staying creative and inspiring other people to build their businesses and to help them with that. I think it's pretty much going to be staying just a little wiser.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. I think we can always have the opportunity to grow, and with new clients that are starting a business the ground up, I tell them, I say, you better be passionate about what you're doing. 150%. It's going to take a lot of work.
Amen, sister.
A lot of hard hours.
Yeah,
we talk about that a lot. We do talk about that a lot. And, Stephie, one of the things that fascinates me, a little background with us, Doug has been working for himself for 20 years now. I work a regular day job. And, there are some people that, you go to college and you come out and you're like, I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I mean, and you just know it. And what fascinates me is in your situation, it looks like, you worked for other people for quite a few years and then became an entrepreneur. I'm curious what was the catalyst for you to say, hey, I really want to get out on my own and not work for somebody else? And, what has happened that has made you a better entrepreneur? What kind of experiences have you had that have helped with that?
Great question. I worked in the corporate world and in a few different industries, from finance, PR, fashion, retail, wholesale.
She sounds so enthusiastic about those things.
My personality is really entrepreneur-based. I grew up on the floor of my parents' aviation business. So I grew up basically in an entrepreneur family. I started my first business actually when I was 4.
Wow, nice.
Yes. And I've always had that passion. And I think that sometimes you need to work in the corporate world when you get out of college or when you're in college to appreciate what that is as far as working with structure. For me, it just didn't work for me. I have my hands in everything and want to participate in a whole bunch of things. My brain doesn't work on just this is all you do. This is the task at hand, and that's it. I need to have a whole bunch of different things going on for me, whether it's, about accounting or about marketing or about the strategic plan or about creating something else or sales. I like having kind of the option of not having those boundaries. And some people love the structure. They love working 9 to 5. That doesn't work for me. It just never has. And I loved the experience in the corporate world because it did help with some of the basic structure that I think anybody would need. And it also makes me appreciate even more so where I am today and being an entrepreneur and living kind of outside the box as far as corporate structure. And it works. It works for me, and I have such a passion for what we do as a company and growing the company and making sure that the people that are part of the team are inspired and are driven as well and have work ethic and that we build each other up. They don't work for me, we work for each other.
There's an overwhelming theme on your social media feed, on your Twitter feed, which I'm looking at right now. It's all about the hustle. I mean, you seem to wake up excited and happy and goal-oriented and driven. And how does one, if you had to give advice to an entrepreneur, solopreneur, a wannapreneur, any of the preneurs that are out there, what advice would you give to somebody? How do you stay excited? Give us your advice.
And that's actually a common question that I get quite a bit from people because of the fact that they're trying to, do something new or form a company or build a business. And it's really hard. I basically tell people, clean out the clutter out of your life, stay positive, surround yourself with people that are doing something, whether it's building a business. They have to be passionate about whatever it is that they're doing, whether they're in the corporate world or whether they're in the entrepreneurial world. You want to surround yourself with people that are supportive and that you can support and inspire as well. You need to be able to do things for yourself, whether that's exercise, whether that's just taking a walk here and there, because as entrepreneurs, we do sit at a computer or we're on the phone all day long.
Oh my gosh, yeah, totally.
We're working 85 hours a week or 100 hours a week.
Wait a minute, that's a slow week for me, working 85 hours a week.
Right.
I want to cut back to 85 hours.
And it's really important. And I just had this conversation actually with a great person that's starting her own business. And she actually called me and she said, how do you do it? How do you do this? And every day, it's a new day. Get up, do what you do, be inspired about what you're doing, and keep dreaming. But, it takes a lot of work. There's a lot of energy, and you need to stay in an environment that's inspiring, and in order to do that, you really do have to surround yourself with people.
You've got me. She's got me so enthusiastic just about okay, I want to stop the podcast and just get out and do something. I want to go. That's great.
Well, Stephie, everything that you've been saying, it's like you're taking notes from our podcast, because we're all about, if you don't love it, if you don't wake up in the morning going, oh my God, I've got to do this, then don't do it. Yeah, and then also surrounding yourself with the right people. It's so critical. One of the things that I wanted to ask you, I know from looking at your LinkedIn, it looks like you had a custom jewelry and fashion apparel business for a while that I guess you're not doing anymore. And the reason I bring it up is that, and who knows, maybe you sold it. Maybe it's not that it wasn't successful, but I just recently heard about venture capital firms that one of the things they said they look for is they want people who have failed already. And when they asked why, it's like, well, you got to realize the things you did wrong.
Take the velvet off your sledgehammer. Just say to you, hey, Stephie, did you fail at this business? Or that's where I think you're heading with this. Did you fail at it? Did you succeed at it? What happened? So, Stephie, can we ask a question? Well, you put it on LinkedIn, so you're leaving it as fair game. Did it go in the crapper, Stephie? What happened? What happened?
No, it actually didn't. I started a fashion company, a small resort line and jewelry line in 2007. And it just kind of blossomed. I basically, at that time, I quit my job. I started this company called StephieRockwell.com. And just started creating jewelry and then realized, okay, it's time to get it into apparel. And started doing resort wear apparel, which was a lot of fun. The next thing I knew, I was featured in the Breakers magazine, which is a hotel in Palm Beach. We had
nice. So you had a lot of people with white patent leather shoes buying your products.
The next thing I knew, we were doing a fashion show for charity in Palm Beach. The next thing I knew, I had people calling me about where can I get your designs, and it just started really blossoming, and it was terrific. I started it on my own, and I got to a point, I had a studio, I had events that were going on, I had people special ordering couture items, making custom resort wear for specific people and jewelry.
Well, wait. Can I interrupt for one quick second? So, what was there an end to the business, Stephie?
The end to the business was the fact that I needed the venture capital. I needed, at that point, I had a factory down in Miami. It got to a point where I couldn't fund it to that extent.
So it grew big. It grew too big, and you couldn't go beyond. Too big, too fast. So what was the end result? What'd you do with it? What'd you do with the business? Did you just close doors, or did you just other things were working out better for you?
Not that I ever want to close doors on it. To be honest with you, it's still kind of a passion of mine. I just haven't decided, if I find the right partners, I'll do that as well as run Rockwell Global Media. But
you got it. It's a life of picking and choosing. You have to pick, where we all trade time for dollars. And if you're not putting enough time into it, it's not going to do what you want it to do. And if you put the same amount of time into Rockwell Global Media, I'm sure that there's residual dollars in that business, and you don't have to make jewelry. And not saying that there's anything wrong with making jewelry, but you were selling a product, and unless you were able to move a lot of that product when you're not around, it's challenging to make money while you sleep.
Exactly, and it's still a passion of mine, and I'm not going to rule it out for later. It's funny because one of our new clients that we have, they hired us because of my fashion background for them to create their brand, because there's a lot of different things that people don't realize when you have a fashion company, how much raw materials you need, how much working capital you need, and what goes on with the process. So it's been a lot of fun so far, and I'm glad that I have the background of having a jewelry and fashion company to be able to help them develop and learn from my mistakes, and really get them going.
Well, and that's the two really interesting things. I mean, that what these VC guys were talking about was we want somebody who's failed because we want to know that. Hold on,
wait. I have no idea what a VC guy is. You better start telling. I told you about using acronyms and letters and initials.
Venture capital.
Oh, VC. Gotcha. VC. Got it.
Not like Viet Cong or anything.
I'm good. I'm good. It's amazing. I've been able to stay in business as long as I have without any VC in my life.
But that really, they want people who have failed because you learn from the mistakes. But also it's interesting because different businesses work at different scales. Stephie, it sounds like one of the things you realized when you get into really the fashion end and not just jewelry, you need a huge amount of capital to really make that work. Whereas a business like you're doing now, at least the way you're structuring it now, the way I see it, all you need are more good people.
So Stephie, as we come to the end of the podcast, unfortunately, you've been so giving of your time, and I've taken way more of your time than I originally had anticipated. But thanks for sticking with us. How can people get in touch with you if they want more information about your product? Can you give us some contact information for yourself?
Sure. They can contact us directly by phone on our website, rockwellglobalmedia.com. They can also contact us via email at info@rockwellglobalmedia.com. They can tweet me They can tweet the company if they like, if they're on Twitter, or they can reach out on Facebook on our company page, Rockwell Global Media, on Facebook. So there's a lot of different ways that they can contact us. If they want to contact us via phone, the number is 561-267-8585.
Excellent. Well, thank you.
So
thank you.
a lot.
Oh, there's more. Is there more? Well, you got a lot of ways to lot of ways to reach you. I can tell you that the best way for me to reach Stephie, I know that she is a 24/7 Twitter person. So I don't know, a tweeter. I don't know. What do you call a Twitter head? What do you call what you are? What is somebody that's always on Twitter? A tweeter. So
I'm a tweeter. So they can find me at Stephie Rockwell.
Yeah, and
on Twitter.
And she is amazing with that. And I promise you that she responds extremely fast, as she has done with me in the past. So, if you haven't already picked up a copy of my book, I got to put in a plug for the book, Strick. I haven't even done that yet. Can I do that?
Sure, why not?
Okay, excellent. What is the name of my book?
Nice Guys Finish First.
Oh yeah, that's right. Nice Guys Finish First on Amazon. We've done well there. But today our guest again is Stephie Rockwell from Rockwell Global Media. Thank you, Stephie, so much for being a guest on our show. Final thoughts. Any advice that you can offer to two nice guys that are on social media all the time? Any advice?
The advice I have is stay passionate, do what you love, and keep going.
All right. Well, thank you, Stephie. So, Strick, you want to take us out of here with Steve O'Brien?
Yep. Hey, Steve O'Brien, talk us out. Thanks. We'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening to The Nice Guys with your hosts, Doug Sandler and Strickland Bonner. Get more info and stay in touch at niceguysonbusiness.com.